All right, Brother Kadash, giving all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Kadash. This is my part 2 to truth versus feelings. You know what I mean? Because response to the doomsday prophet, prophets of doom, whatever you call it. But I got cut off. But I'm just gonna get some precepts. The guy clearly hating off Gorilla Hebrew. I'm just giving you the truth of what I see. You know what I mean? You can't condemn a dude by teaching the truth out the Bible unless you got something against him. Let's let this play a little bit.
When you shall hear wars and commotions, I'm going to say rumors of war, I don't know why. When you shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So we know that we're going to see things and that the end is not actually at that time, but as you go on down into the scripture.
But you can't go, and y'all got to check out part 1 to get some context to this, but you can't go and then start telling everybody every year that the end may happen this year. Because you're going against this, you're cutting yourself. It says the end is not yet. That's what you got to tell people, man. Wars, those rumors of wars, guess what? The end is not yet. You got to tell people that, hey, the end ain't going to come because the MOTB ain't even been implemented yet. So how could you, and guess what? It could be 100 years, 200 years. We don't know. We hope not. But you can't tell people, hey, the time draweth near. It's near and near. That's what Christ is talking about. He's giving a warning for people like you that would rather, backstory, a little bit context since this is the second video. He's mad at Gorilla Hebrew because Gorilla Hebrew was on a podcast. He answered a question and he told the guy the truth based on the biblical truth that, hey, we're in, it's been 2,000 years since Yahweh Shai. It says that he's going to come back in the third day. That could be that could be anywhere in the next 1,000 years. He told him the truth. He said, now it's looking good for us, but guess what? We don't know. He told him the truth based on what we know. Now, if the guy would have asked him, what do you believe? Then maybe he could have told him what he believed. And this guy is saying, well, he's casting doubt by doing that. And he's going off by doing that. But you're going off because Luke 21 cuts you. It's saying, look, hey, many should come saying I'm anointed. Just like he's saying he's anointed. And the time draweth near. That's a tool. That's a fear tool to get you to follow those people. Well, the time is coming. You have to follow me because the time is coming. I'm a prophet and I'm telling you that the time is coming. The year 2000 is coming and we telling you that the world's going to end in the year 2000. 2025. It's been 25 years since. Come on, man.
Into that same chapter, this is what it says further. Let's go to verse Luke 21 and 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. See, so when you see all these signs, then you're going to know that it's very close to the end. You ain't going to be...
One of those signs is verse 27. I knew he was going to do that. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And when these things become to pass, then look up and lift up your head, for your redemption draw nigh. Did we see the Son of Man coming in clouds yet? I knew he was going to try to do it. I knew he was going to read that. He's searching for something to prove his point of why you should teach people that the truth, that the end is going to come now, rather than teaching them the truth that it could happen within the next 1,000 years. We don't know. We don't believe that, but we don't know. It can, though, because no man knows time of day. Instead of teaching it that way, he wants you to deceive people and make it seem like the time draweth near, like it said in the beginning verses. We all agree that the time draweth near, but what's the context behind that? The context is that 1,000 days to 1,000 years to us is 1 day to the Lord. That's the context behind that, which means, guess what? It could happen within anywhere in the next 1,000 years, and I still consider it the end times because it's only 1 day to the Lord. It's in the third day.
Think of what that 1,000 yard stare, that 1,000 yard mental stare. That 1,000-yard logic. Plus, there's other scriptures that talk about this. We're going to go into a few of prophets and of the commandments. That the word scoffer, see, teacher. Because what? They don't put a lot of validity behind some or all of the books of Paul, as he can have sex on the Sabbath. I mean, there's, and he also taught, don't forget that he taught at one point.
You see, he in his feelings. He said they don't put validity behind the books of Paul. No, it's not about whether putting validity behind the books of Paul based on what? This is why I'm naming it what I'm naming it. Truth versus feelings. Because we got to validate Paul's writings based on the truth, not based on our feelings. Because a lot of those things he even said himself, this comes from me, not the Lord. So we got to go off the truth, man. And we have to be honest. If we're dealing with the truth, we got to be honest to say, hey, look, he messed up here. Hey, he was off right here. Hey, this right here was an error. This wasn't true. If that's the case, then we got to believe everything in the Bible 100% as it is stated. Now, we know that's going to be a problem because there's contradictions and there's errors in certain places.
Right? That we're going to be, I don't forget how you said it, we're going to be in rulership just for 1,000 years, or that we still going to die in the kingdom, some shit like that. We're not going to be immortals, something like that. But it doesn't matter because he's going off. He's a false teacher. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. You know this guy loves to walk after his own lust. Going back to Hebrews like wrestling matches.
So he called the guy a false teacher and he was just teaching the truth. And then you get to talking about some other shit. Oh, Hebrew Israelite wrestling matches and this and that and that and that. Okay, well then motherfucker sit up here and what's your profession? What do you do as work? The motherfucker could talk about you. Say, well, a Hebrew Israelite carpenter or a Hebrew Israelite car salesman. These niggas out here selling cars and stuff. We supposed to be in the truth and focus on the Lord coming back. They out here selling cars Monday through Friday. But a person can't say that because guess what? Where there's no law, there's no sin. There's no law that says you can't sell vehicles or have a Hebrew Israelite wrestling match. So anything that you say against that now, you're just hating. It's jealousy. This is John 8. Let me get some precepts and end it. Verse 32. And ye should know the truth, and the truth should make you free. See, that's what made me free from, I would say GMS, because I obviously came up watching GMS and learning from GMS because you could clearly see that's where I get my teaching style from. And I actually went down to a GMS camp for a whole year, whether they say I was a part of the camp or not. Officially, I was a part of the camp because I was there every weekend for a year. That's me being a part of the camp. I interacted, I read precepts, I bring out precepts, all that. So I was part of the camp for a year, and this is what set me free from it, was the truth. Looking for the truth. I was looking at the shit, what's the lies? Where's the bullshit here? Nah, okay, that's bullshit. Okay, let me see what's true. Give me the Bible verse. Can we get this out the Bible? I can't really get it out the Bible. I can't really break it down out the Bible. Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm gonna go with the truth. Oh no, I'm over you. I got authority over you. You should go with what I said. No, I'm looking for the truth. I asked her, brother. I said, because when I was first in the truth, I didn't really understand the whole. Well, wouldn't we all be adulterous if you ain't with a woman, right? Because a woman husband is the man that take her virginity. The first man that she's with, that's her husband. If he ain't die, then technically we will all be adulterous if you get with any woman that is not a virgin, pretty much. And I was trying to look at that. I was like, so what does that? I mean, is it okay now to commit adultery now? And the brother's like, and I asked him like, if I get with a girl, she had a kid and she's single, but she's not a virgin. Can I get with her? He was like, just like the brother answered. He was like, yeah. And he got mad at me because he said, yeah. But I didn't leave it there. I was kind of more like, hold up, like, wait, can you explain it, break it down in the Bible? Like how? How's this true? No, I said, yeah, you could do that. Like, man, get the fuck up out of here. Who do you think you is? I don't know. Maybe it's a gift that I always had. I never care about what somebody cared about me. I really don't care. And these guys need you to care about what they think and feel about you. That's the fear-based order that they got set up. That's based on a mafia setup. Soldiers, capos, underboss, boss is based on a mafia, right? So it's like, But then there's a good debate that's going on right now is that the law of Moses, which is the law of Yahweh that he gave to him, how can any man after that come and change it? You know, where the law of Moses says that, okay, you could write her a bill of divorce. So if she's been divorced and you get with her, you're not committing adultery and she's not committing adultery. So now it's like, okay, if you do get with a woman that's not a virgin, it's cool. You could still be with her and be her husband. It's not adultery because she's been divorced. If that's the case, then you only could be with virgins. If you don't get with a virgin, but we don't see that in the law. You got widows, you got divorced people remarrying. That's in the law of Moses. But then we understand you go to where the law of Yahweh Shai changed it. But this is the problem when you go to that in Matthew 5, and then it's somewhere else too. And they try to say, well, yeah, Yahweh Shai expounded on it. No, he didn't expound on it. He clearly changed it. Because what Yahweh Shai is saying makes everybody that was keeping the law the way Moses did, that when that woman married that second man, that makes her an adulterer and him an adulterer. So what Yahweh Shai changed would make everybody in the past that was keeping the law of Moses adultery. But the law of Moses says that they not adultery because she can marry. So that's a change. That's a difference. But that's not the point. Let's keep going. The truth gonna set you free.
Hebrew Israelite graffiti, right? Like I said, sex on the Sabbath. That's a lust that he has. If a man is willing to teach you can have sex on the Sabbath, that's his own personal lust. You think that somebody's gonna teach you can't have sex on the Sabbath, but they're not having sex on the Sabbath? Sure they are.
Okay, so yeah.
Why you think they're saying it?
Let's leave it there and let's say, hey, you guys sit down, and since you want to speak about it, just sit down with them. See, I get on live with you. I get on live with you right now. See, that's a real man. So if you're going to talk about somebody, then that person that you're talking about, be willing to have a direct conversation with them. You won't do it though. Now I'm talking about you, but guess what? I get on live with you right now. Difference.
Verse 4, it says, "It's saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation." So you got people that's saying that, and he's one of them. You can't.
No, he's not. He's not one of them. I'm a witness that you're bearing false witness on this, brother. You are committing a sin right now. He's not one of them. He never said what you just read. Where is the promise of his coming? He's not doubting that Yahweh Shai is coming. He never once said that in that clip. He never said, well, I don't know if he's coming. I don't think he's coming no more. He said that it could be on the third day, which is 1,000 years to us. He's saying that he's coming, but within this time frame based on the Bible. He never doubted that he was not coming. So that's a sin, clear sin on your end. You just literally said, and he's one of them. You just committed a sin. You bear false witness on that, brother. With that, I'm going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom.